with another episode of Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alan Snyder, here with my boy, former CNBC intern. It's Zach Elias. What's up, buddy?
I'm calling for the righty. I'm good. How are you?
Y tú también, mama.
I mean, like, I'm not burying the lead here. What the hell? What is all of this? You have a fake dog. You have an I don't work Orioles shirt, Old Bay shorts, and you're sitting like Tom Selleck. What the hell is going on here?
Zach, I've officially put my gym membership on hold, which means I get home at a reasonable time in preparation of these episodes, and I got a lot of time on my hands, man, at least for the next 12 days.
So you've just finished Pornhub? Like, what? None of that has anything to do with what's going on the white couch and why you're all like, you're like an album cover.
Who's Your Daddy, the podcast? Tuesdays, we do it live. Saturdays, we post it later. Tell a friend we're your mother's favorite podcast. She's listening, so why don't you listen?
Not ready for any of what I'm seeing. Took me totally by surprise. Rattled me.
Zachy, we got a great episode planned for everybody today. But before we get into today's episode, why don't we tell them what you are drinking?
So I had to get home from Taekwondo. It's another back of the beer thing, the fridge thing. But I'm going with 2 Amstel Lights to make some room in because I think I'm going to need the drink for this one. One's not going to get it done. I'm all kinds of disheveled. And you? It was a blue can. It's on its side now. So I hope it explodes.
I was trying to do like a release or whatever. You said I'm an album cover, which is going to tie into today's episode.
That it does.
So Zachy, I have from the Southern Tier Brewing Company 2X Haze. I assume it's 2 times Haze. Hazy, juicy, double IPA. This has got to be 8.2% alcohol by volume. But I've been drinking since like 4 o'clock. So honestly,
really? Are you smashed right now? Good for you.
You ask questions, I give answers. Is your dad right? You're a good girl.
I mean,
just a good girl.
I hope it says you've been had by Ace Ventura on the bottom part. You got to put that on there. You've been had by Ace Ventura.
That's not bad. Zach,
you know it's a Tuesday, right? You're drunk. I loved it. Good for you, man. Let's get weird.
Release the Kraken.
It's released. He brings energy.
L'chaim.
Yeah.
You think I'm kidding? We were just watching baby videos on YouTube up until
of your baby or someone else's baby?
Someone else is getting ready for this, dude. I literally am sitting here just like, how you? Everybody goes, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm okay. Are you okay? I'm okay. You're okay."
Well, you're not wearing that much different from the suit and tie with Anne. Just a different shirt. The same bottoms. Yeah, you stood up and you showed us what you were working with. Yeah.
All righty, Zachy. Episode 182. I wish I could coordinate the numbers for these episodes a little bit better, but 182, there's only one thing that comes to mind.
And Mike Simon saw them in concert.
My whole Facebook feed was people who went to see Blink-182, at which point I go, why did I not know about this? And stuff like this always happens, right?
It came up with that. I knew about it. I said to Simon, they're okay. I go 4 deep with Blink-182. I don't know if I got more than 4 Blink-182 songs in me. Name the 5th.
Damn it.
Right. That's 4.
Well,
we were talking Blink-182 pun with him.
I was thinking, last week's episode came up on us, and then this was going to be quick. We haven't done a rankings episode, so I said to you, which honestly, I just wanted to torture you. I thought it'd be good.
Yeah,
but for episode...
I'm a mess. I haven't slept since that episode dropped.
Episode 182, calling this one, I Love the 90s.
I love the smell of the breeders in the morning.
We've done a bunch of these rankings episodes, but Zach, for people who's tuning in for the first time, and they should definitely give us a 5-star rating, share the episodes, give us a like, tell everybody what we're doing today.
So, we're 2 idiots who prattle back and forth, snake style, and we just knock things off of our list. Exactly. We just knock things off our list. So you just listen to people that say, bands they like in whatever order they think, and one person agonizes. Alan's usually pretty calm about this. These things age me. They wear on me. 90s especially.
Look at my posture here. Could I be more relaxed?
You think you're protesting? I got a scraggly hair over here. I'm just thinking I'm disheveled as could be. I had my rankings pretty easily, but then I got real tinkering with the order. Got 30 honorable mentions, including the Lone Rangers. A lot going on.
You had sticker tinker time?
Yes.
So what we did was we said we were going to rank the top 90s bands, which, you know what? It's our podcast. The only rule is there are no rules. I'm breaking some
two
rules.
sips and I'm halfway done with one of these. Jenna, give me a Schlitz.
When you know what the expression for Schlitz? You don't know this, right? It's a Baltimore thing. When you're out of Schlitz, you're out of beer. Sold millions of dollars. I think they went out of business because of their terrible. So, Zachy, what we're doing today for everybody, we're going to rank our order. We're going to go back and forth the way we do. I actually thought this was going to be very easy for me. I got down to 13 bands, like
you were on
nothing.
Suicide Watch.
And then it got bad. I'm pretty sure my text to you was, take my shoelaces. I'm in real trouble right now. Real trouble, Balboa. Real trouble.
2, 3.
Dead air.
I know. It's good.
All right, so we're
I'm not burying that lead. Schlitz was Ron Katz's first beer. L'chaim. That's exciting.
Okay, so full disclosure, I put the camera a little further away, doing a bigger shot. A wider shot for the audience here.
I think so.
It depends where you
measure
measure from, right?
To me. What?
I can't see any of the comments. I could barely see the screen from here. I had to blow it up just so I could see you.
Maureen said hi. Ron Katz like Schlitz. That's all we got.
All right, Zach, we're starting off with honorable mentions, and I will be fact-checking you for days here. I have my Spotify open, and if you try to pull any shenanigans, you're gonna be fact-checked easily.
I mean, that place with all the mozzarella sticks and stuff on the walls? Shenanigans. No, I shenanigans. So the rules were they could start in the 80s, but had to have come to prominence in the 90s, and ideally just not make it to 2000. Some of the math. Now, I got a lot of like those one-offs. I won't bore everyone with that, but for me, honorable mentions, Radiohead, which should be higher. I got into them later in life. In the 90s, I was the punk kid with a fucking flannel wrapped around my waist and thought I was hot shit. I had a carpenter's loop on my baggy jeans. I didn't own a hammer. So it was all show. It was all fugazi.
Jinkos and like a chain?
I couldn't. The Jinkos were too big for me. They didn't make them my size. They didn't come in 30-30. Nevertheless.
You were the original 30 for 30?
Yeah, at the Gap. You had to like dust them off. These work for you, son? Nevertheless, my Radiohead's on one of my honorable mentions. They're really good. I missed the boat early on them. Here's
why I thought of them, because I know people love them. Honestly, dude, Creep is the only song I can name from them. That's it.
They're good. I'm the only person who can go more than one deep with this band. I love Soul Asylum. Saw them alone pre-COVID because no one would go with me. Rock the joint.
They almost made my short list for something else, but go on.
What? One-hit wonders? This fucking guy.
I actually wanted to start off with, because I actually did a full deep dive to the top musicians and bands of the 90s, and a lot of one-hit wonders made like bigger lists. Sorry to Blur, sorry Four Non-Blondes, sorry Semisonic, you're not making my list. But Zach, you know what we should do maybe in a couple months from now? Top one-hit wonder songs or bands ever, which could be I'm just saying that one-hit wonders are great. And by the way, F you to every person who's like, what do you mean Mighty Mighty Boss Tones only had one song?
And it was so good, though. It was so good.
I got news for you. Dallas Josh is like, their fourth album was better than their fifth, but their third one was the best. I'm like, I'm not doing this. They had one song.
He's an idiot. Didn't he go to Harvard?
Haven't yet.
He's an idiot. Don't let anybody in these days.
Get through these honorable
my God,
mentions.
You just prattle. And unfortunately, because I noticed there was a real, dearth of female. I didn't have any. I love the Cranberries. They probably should be in my top 10. Dolores O'Riordan, an incredible voice. I don't know. I would never really see them in concert then. Now I would have, but now I can't. So now I'm pissy about it.
Two songs. They made like a very. They were Linger and Zombie. That's it.
Dreams, Ode to Joy.
Ode to Joy is not them. I'm fairly sure.
Family. they wrote Ode to Joy too. That's Ode to Joy, isn't it?
Can anyway. You and I, we can't play music on the podcast. It would violate all the rules. But we can definitely sing these songs, right? If anybody needs to hear the song we're talking. All right, is that it? Are you ready?
Can I do my honorable mentions? Yeah, do yours.
I'm worried now. You actually peer pressured me into getting rid of one of mine that I was going to put in my top 10 because you made a comment.
No doubt, and they suck because you have them.
No Doubt was going to be in my top 10, and then you peer pressured me into getting rid of them.
They're just
and then I actually did a little look into them. It was really just 2 songs from one album.
Yeah.
That was really it.
And they weren't even that good.
They really weren't. My other honorable mention, I really hope I'm not doing the Zach thing and just killing your list right now. As much as Get a Grip is a fantastic album, Aerosmith did most of their damage before the 90s, and I couldn't put them in there. Okay, fair enough, but Get a Grip
is a 90s video band. Those videos could ruin your youth.
Silverstone and Liv Tyler?
Forget it, I'm out.
That video, which one? Was that Crying or Lying or Dying?
Crying and Crazy, both of them.
I wasn't sure what was happening, but it moved.
I was sure it was happening. That was my bar mitzvah.
You were them.
That was my real bar mitzvah. That's the day I became a man.
Speaking of which, pour one out, the guy who did Madison's bar mitzvah, guess who died?
How about that? The Rebbe?
The Rebbe? Yeah.
Was there another one? How old is that kid? The new one up.
The next one? 12.
Yeah.
I'll
do it.
We already have an MC.
I'll do the MC, the Rebbe. I'll do the thing. You can MC
this
the
guy.
Party. I will absolutely. I'll tallis it up. I'll find a Torah. I'll do it right. Just as good as the wedding.
You know in Maryland we don't call it a Torah. We call it a Torah.
I recant. I'm out.
The other one of
inquiry withdrawn.
My other honorable mention, which I guess I'm definitely not hitting on you, Metallica, easily iconic.
80s band.
Also, but Nothing Else Matters, and I'm blanking on the other song. Their other banger was the 90s, and Nothing Else Matters is like a top 10 song ever.
Let's talk.
Okay, 80s band's good. I'm just saying that two of the best.
My top 10 are all the same band, essentially.
Kick it off, buddy.
All right. So my number 10 is Sublime, because I had just never heard anything like that at the time. And then he was gone before I could really get more into it. Just, Jesus, Allison, Backstreet Boys, we have derailed. Sublime was amazing. I played that record CD over and over again. I tore all my pants to fit my Discman. And then I got their other stuff, Robin the Hood, 40 Ounces to Freedom. Those are great albums. Sublime,
Zach,
loved it.
You got my number 8. Absolutely. Okay. Bradley Knoll, not to be confused with Timothy Tyler Knoll. You know the best part where you can't argue if it was an 80s or a 2000s band, because he didn't make it. He lived the true rock star lifestyle where little heroin will take you out between 40
ounces. He didn't even get popular until he was dead. But doesn't he took Gwen Stefani before she was a thing.
Facts?
Yeah, she was the backup singer on their first album. Not a bad album.
Didn't know that. 40 Ounces of Freedom, self-titled album, and as a Deadhead, they do a cover of Scarlet Begonias.
The best.
It's great. It's so good. They have so many great songs. I had actually never heard of a 40 until I had heard about that album. And anytime you see a son as with that kind of sad-looking emo face, you think 40 Ounces of Freedom. Sublime is...
But I don't like that now it's become a thing that I see like 23-year-olds wearing a Sublime shirt. Fuck them. Like, I was there when. I'm in the trenches. I'm like Samantha over there.
All right, my number 10, Allison Sunk My Battleship. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and just give it to one person.
Only for the video people.
But
I won't play in the audio.
It's my podcast. So I'm going to make it a tie
so sure.
between Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, and just call it boy. They are bands of the 90s, and I really, really get off to some of those songs. They're so good. I'm just going to say, she's not wrong. In the 90s...
She's 100% wrong.
I want it that way.
She's more right than you are because she's a girl.
Zach, what is this?
What?
That's BSB all day, in sync, at my wedding. There's so many great 90s songs. There really are. I don't care.
I can tell that you don't care.
I love it.
Lofton's dying over there and can't get it enough.
You know what? I am not too cool to just be open and honest. I do like. Look, I grew up with 3 sisters. Basically,
You
I
could
listened
have
to a lot.
that sentence with "I'm not too cool." Period.
Well, you're not gonna like the rest of my list then. Zachy, number 9.
Stone Temple Pilots. Now, I thought they were great, but they were a bit contrived, and a bit of a knockoff combo of Pearl Jam and a bunch of other bands, sort of a rip-off band. But I saw Scott Weiland before he died. He was all literally bouncing off the speakers. He was like watching Spider-Man, like fly across the room. I'd never seen anything like it. Dead within like 3 months later. But yeah, they were good. They got me there. Interstate Love Song, The Crow, like that, the whole.
I just know Plush. That's it. Honestly,
you know a million of their songs.
No, I really don't.
I can't play them on this. Yeah, go on. You're number 9.
Okay, you're not gonna love this. I didn't know how many songs I knew of this
TLC?
band. Don't go.
Yeah, exactly.
Waterfall. I knew a girl at camp who knew every
videos. That's up there.
I don't know any music videos past 1997.
There aren't any.
They still make them.
No, they don't. What's his booty shaking?
Dude, Chick at summer camp knew the rap to that song to Waterfall. I seen a rainbow yesterday.
Did you close? No, it's summer camp. You held hands and she rejected you.
No, I held 4 different girls' hands one summer. Okay, I was pretty cool.
2.
Yeah, I just held both of them like this.
Yeah, she was pulling you out of the pond.
For me, Zachy, I saw Bon Jovi in college, and they had some band that I'm opening for them. I didn't realize they had 9 bangers. I knew every word to every song. Goo Goo Dolls, fantastic. It was one of those. They are a '90s band.
Yeah,
a boy named Goo and Dizzy Up the Girl, I think was the next album.
Sure.
You know 9 of their songs, every single word.
I could probably go 12 deep. Then most of them suck.
Then why do you know 12 of their songs?
Because I'm me. I know all the boys band stuff too. They still suck. Oh, the Goo Goo Dolls are so overrated. They're so soft and average. You grew up in a soft home. I grew up in unloved child divorce. I listen to the hard stuff.
This is great. Zach, when you finally go for your first therapy session, just play this episode for them.
This is it. This is my therapy. I can't afford that Jason Segel shit.
Shrinkage.
So good.
Number 8.
Well, I saw them last year, so this is real weird. They were great in their day. Didn't quite hold up, but this is my list and my Offspring. They were fantastic. Killed it. Weird backstory. Guy can't sing anymore, but they were great in their day, and they were funny and fun. They had Larry Bud Melman open some of their songs.
To quote Zach,
not a terrible answer, Allison.
Oh my
Name
God.
second song of theirs.
Where's the love? It's not enough.
That sounds like Neil
It makes
Diamond.
you go round and rounder.
When I think of round and round, I think of Rat from the 80s. Go on.
To quote Zach Elias, in a world, this was my number 1.
Wow.
No.
Why didn't you come to the concert?
I wasn't.
No invite.
No invite. So here's my problem with Offspring. Yes, they have some bangers, and they made a great, I think we talked about this, the Tiger King, the Carole Baskin song. They did a great cover of that. My issue was, I wasn't cool enough to like Offspring when they were popular. So it's one of those, like, after the fact, I got in, I was like, oh, I really like this music.
Poser.
And then, not a poser.
But that's our age gap. Like, that's where I was into Offspring when they were there, and you were like, 9 years old.
Offspring is my number 4, and this was one of those that moved up the charts. It's just one of those. Wait till you get to my first couple.
They're shockingly fun, and when that chick comes on, you turn it to 11, and they have way more songs than people think they do.
I have their Spotify open.
Song.
Pretty fly for a white guy. She asked for a 13, but she drew a 31. Every time, and this happened recently, there was a girl who, I meant to bring this up. It went TikTok viral. A girl went to some foreign land and got like some like angel dream or dream, whatever, some 2 stupid words. And apparently they wrote them backwards, and she was in tears the next day because it just didn't make sense next day.
Your sister is taking speed tonight. Just throwing that out there. She's just firing stuff out.
I'm not even looking.
Zachy,
Offspring is my number 4. You hit my number 8 with Sublime. Give me number 7.
So who's your? Oh, I hit your. Now they probably should be higher, because the guy was an unbelievable singer, best singer probably on the list. Their songs weren't as. They had a couple bangers. There's some of their songs weren't as good. Soundgarden, I probably should have had them higher. No, well, yeah, he's deceased. But
this is one of those you like, I don't. I don't care.
You don't like any of their stuff. They're great.
Their Black Hole Sun was
No,
fine.
there's much more than that. I was listening to after stuff today. I sent you what I was listening to. You said you didn't know it.
I never heard of these music.
Oh, by the way, just so everyone knows, I was listening to 90s all day and sending out what I'm listening to, like going down the rabbit hole of Candlebox and like Space Hog. I got real weird with it and real deep cuts. Yeah, this is. And I got some weird.
Talk about it. I couldn't care less. Like, just go on.
Like, I like weird ones like Sponge and Soul Coughing. I used to go to these festivals where there was 30 bands and they were all 90s. It was essentially 30 of the same band. I don't know.
Hoosier.
Oh, me. Yeah, you. You're sitting there with a fake dog. You listen to boy bands. So what number are you on? 7?
Number 7 for me. You could make the argument that they put out some better music after the 90s, but Red Hot Chili Peppers put out, I'm going to get it wrong, Blood, Sexy, Sugar Magic, and Californication in the 90s. It's a podcast. It's a disaster. Blasting at your master. They have a sound. They have a rhythm. I actually don't love them as much as people do, but Under the Bridge is up there. It's fantastic.
Favorite song. She doesn't know what it's about, but they're my 5. And because Zoe loves them. So, that was fun. I don't know why.
Cool.
And hearing Zoe say Californication makes me cringe every time. It's not okay, but here we are. Just, bad parent every now and then. You'll find that out when you're a kid. Like,
they had some good songs, I think, before and I guess after, but they are so...
Body of work is great. A lot of songs. They go like 25 deep of good songs.
So remember how we said the rules for this was the majority of their good stuff had to be in the 90s? Yeah. It was, but they also did it longer. Like they really, Kiedis is fantastic. That whole band.
Oh, and Flea is a great actor too. He's funny and stuff. He's nuts.
Back to the Future. He's so good. Tell me you've seen the drummer who's a dead ringer for Will Ferrell do like a whole bit. Yeah, like they're great.
I mean,
even
come on.
Navarro Navarro was the guitarist, and you had Tremonti was in it. Great band. That's my number 7. Zachy, number 6.
Because they're actually probably a better band than some of these, but they wouldn't have existed. Whatever. I'm going to bury the lead. Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters.
Exactly. Walking is so good. And because Grohl trolled Walking. Their music is incredible. Yeah, they had some stuff in the 2000s too. They started in 95. They were great and still are. Love Taylor Hawkins. That sucks that he died. But I see them anytime I can. They were great. So
here's why they didn't make them. Oh, not to bury the lead, to quote you, they released a video releasing their new drummer, I think yesterday. Did you see it? Where they put out a bunch of really famous fake like drummers from other bands, and then they had some other asshole that I've never heard of who apparently is
drummer. He's supposed to be good.
But he's good friends with Dave Grohl. The reason they didn't make my list, even though he's fantastic for everything he's done, I think all their stuff is good, not great. I can't name a single song that I'm like, that is. What's their best song? Like, go ahead.
The biggest song's Everlong.
It's not that good, man.
It is that good. I played Rope. You didn't know it. You don't know half of their stuff.
I know a decent amount. I'm just saying that, and defending my tweet, Offspring, any one of those 4 are so much better than anything Foo Fighters has done.
I vehemently disagree, but fine. They're more fun. What else would you know? My Hero. There goes
I know a lot of Foo Fighters. I'm just saying that
Long Road to Ruin.
All good songs. All good, man. We're talking the top bands ever. This is not Backstreet Boys.
This fucking guy. Who's up? Whose turn is it?
My number 6. I don't care. It's a culture. It's a tour. And Dave Matthews Band had 3 great albums in the 90s. Under the Table and Dreaming, Crash, and Before These Crowded Streets. Seriously, they have 8 or 9 great songs.
You want to chime in here?
Dave, I'll just say that. DMB, I've seen them. Their problem is they haven't released anything good since the 90s, although they think they have.
Anything good in the 90s, and they thought they did. I hate Dave. I think he fucking whines, and as much as I hate Dave, I hate his fucking fans. Every one of them, they fucking suck. Exactly. You and the dog they rode in on. They're a bunch of losers, and they fucking foist it upon you like it's a religion. Like they're Chairman Mao. And you don't like Dave? Wear a dunce cap in the corner. Oh, very and soft. Exactly. Oh, easy. This is a God knows what you're showing us. He's hanging brain. I don't like Dave at all. He's so. And they wouldn't make my top 100.
All right, Soundgarden. I couldn't care less. It's my show. It's my top 10.
If
Dave, number 6. Number 5.
I said Chili Peppers for me. It's my number 5.
I didn't know that I sunk your battleship.
I held up 5 fingers. You weren't paying attention. You're too busy playing with your boys down there.
Oh, I wish.
Yeah, I know, right? It hasn't? Since you've played with your own or since someone else has?
D, all the above.
What are you doing during the day? You do nothing. All right, for me, number 4. Am I up for that, or are you at 5?
Number 5.
Yeah.
I wanted to put them higher. This was one of mine. It started off high and it slowly sunk. Smashing Pumpkins defined a generation.
Yeah.
They have Tonight, Bullet with Butterfly Wings. There's some 1979 Today. They have some great songs. This is where I kind of look the most like
album before that Siamese Dream was almost as good. It was a great album.
For me, Smashing Pumpkins, number 5. You can put on any one of their songs right now, and I'm immediately in middle school.
Oh, no, I like weird ones, too, like Jelly Bean Galapagos. I go Space Boy deep on them. They're my 3.
There's your 3.
They're my 3. I saw them in 96 at the Garden, and crowd surfed. I was in the mosh pit. It was crazy. A friend of mine got dropped on his back like a turtle. It was incredible. One of the best shows I've ever been at. My dad
terrapin?
picked me up. Yeah, but not that kind of turtle. A cool turtle. It was an original lineup. Infinite Sadness tour, an absolute blast, and they're great. Now Corgan's a real pain in the ass as a guy. Like he feuds with Eddie Vedder. He didn't like that he's a Cubs fan, but moved to Seattle. Like he's difficult. He goes on Stern all the time and just rants. When he goes and plays his concerts, he only plays his new stuff half the time because that's what everyone wants to hear. Yeah,
you know he's a
new stuff.
Big wrestling guy.
Really?
Like he bought the NWA, which was a defunct, wrestling organization. Big wrestling guy.
And Darcy was real hot.
Oh, that was what I was going to interrupt you with.
Smoke show.
I was going to say yay or nay, but I assume at this point it's after Thanksgiving dinner, right?
What does that mean?
Yep.
What is yep after Thanksgiving dinner? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Whatever works. She was great. Good bassist, I guess. Sure.
Number 4. Right.
Yeah, she did her thing.
I gotta say this. Speaking of bassists, shout out to one of my friends who is way too cool to ever watch this show. He's a self-proclaimed funny person. Honestly, I think a lot of stuff he says and tweets and does is not so great. But
Rose and Penis is not funny.
No, he wouldn't. Different guy, my buddy Dave, who plays bass, who put out Heat Nuggets for the NBA Finals, which we don't know if that's going to be the finals right now, but by the time
that's my new favorite nickname, Heat Nuggets.
He goes, Heat Nuggets. Exactly what my daughter says when she's hungry.
That's not bad.
It was so good.
For
a guy, he is the definition of the monkey on the typewriter, where he just goes and like 90% of the stuff is so bad. And every now and then he gets something and I'm like, yeah, that was really good. Bassist.
That's pretty good.
Zachy, number 4.
Green Day. And it took me forever. I saw them last year for the first time. They're really good. I like punk rock in general, like 70s punk rock and 80s punk rock. They're the closest thing to like real punk rock. They've had a bunch of albums. They get a little preachy, which is I probably should have moved them down because they do get a little political and preachy. And like, just shut up and dribble. Just play the hits. But like, yeah. But their music's great, and I like their older stuff too. Like, I don't know. It's just they're real weird things. So.
Older than the 90s?
Early 90s kind of stuff. Like earlier than you would probably want to deal with.
Would I?
I don't know. How far back do you go with them?
I go as far back that you just sunk my Duke. That's how far
wait,
back.
You go to Dookie or Kerplunk? Because I go to Kerplunk.
No, I didn't even say Duke as in D-U-K-E.
Right. Dookie or Kerplunk. What album do you like? 2,000 Light Years Away, Christie Road, One of My Lies. Love that album.
You're missing album. Zach, this is my number 1. That's what I was going with.
I know, I got it. But what album do you go back to them with? So how old are you versus how old am I?
I'm young enough that you sunk my Dookie, is what you did.
But you like American Idiot. That's what
Are you paying attention? Basket Case, Zach!
Fine, I got you.
Oh my God. This is my number 1. Basket Case, Nimrod, and even though American Idiot, I think it's like 2000 or 2001, it's my show. Such a great band. I went and saw American Idiot on Broadway. Even the Broadway version of their songs are so good. Yeah, they can
don't
be a little
tour
weird.
enough.
They go like 10 deep. And
Dude, how many times did you see them in concert? They were great. I've never seen them before this year or last year.
I've seen them, I think, once at HF Festival back in the day. But
pretty good.
they are so good as far as when I was like, I don't know, 11, 12, when Doogie came out between the hidden track with, it was so good, man.
Yeah, it's
and
good.
all of their songs. I was in bed last night with my wife, listening to just random music, and I put on Green Day, and I had to stop because there's too many good songs.
So that's when you came? Oh.
No, it was my number 3 that got me there.
No, what's your number 3?
Number 4 for me was Offspring, which we've already done. Zach, you're number 3.
I just said Pumpkins.
Oh,
Smashing Pumpkins. Yeah, good. Now what are you blowing to?
This is going to lead into my what you watching, which
oh no.
Okay, I don't care. I am going for quality, not quantity. I'm not going into what they stood for, what they are now, because it's a big fall from grace. But 4 songs that are so goddamn good that I could say if I was going to make a body of list. Oh my God, I should have put Ace of Base in mind. Hold on, we got to redo this.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Of all these bands, the top, all 4 of these songs might be in my top 10 for all these bands. Creed was so goddamn good.
Are you fucking out of your mind?
Zach, this was one of those that when I did this list, slowly, My Sacrifice is so good. Higher is so good. It just
Allison, get your house in order.
I know that they're a Christian rock band. I get it. I realize that they really lost it. But when you talk about Creed and the songs I listened to all 4 of their hits last night. Yeah, One Last Breath.
You J.O.'d to JC? Get the hell out of here. That's the funniest thing I'll say in weeks, by the way. But nevertheless.
No, You Sunk My Dookie really should have been there. It's
Allison.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, when's the last time you put on Creed? When's the last time you put on Creed?
I'm a Jew bagel. I'm not listening to that shit. It's not that good.
Okay.
All right.
It's my number 3, which it has a new meaning in my life watching Bobby Cannavale singing in a car. Zachy, you're number 2.
Nirvana. My 2. Now, you thought they'd be my 1, I'm sure. But they didn't have enough body of work. Their songs are incredible. And, out of the ashes of Nirvana came the Foo Fighters. But, they were great. And, yeah, I know you give it one of those. I love that shit. I was there when I was there. And they were bigger than anything. They were our Beatles. Actually, they were our Doors. They were only around for a few years, but they changed everything.
Yeah, if you're 50 right now.
I am 50 right now.
I really wanted to put them on my list, but I don't think their music is...
Shonda that they're off your list, but the Backstreet Boys and Creed is on.
It hasn't aged well for me. I listen to their music all the time. It doesn't. They talk about nothing. Name one thing... They don't sing about anything, Zach.
No, they just say words in random orders. It's brilliant.
It's nothing.
They say nothing, really but it's genius. All right.
If I was going to put Seattle music on there and I was going to throw Pearl Jam because they did it way better, they just didn't make my list. I assume that's your 1.
No.
Okay, then
who's your 2?
My number 2 is the name of this episode, which is episode 182. I don't care.
182 is your 2?
Enema of the State, start to finish. You're welcome. And damn it, throw that in there from Dude Ranch. Absolutely. And 2001, Take Off Your Pants and Jacket might be the best name of album ever.
My number 1, you guessed it, Lisa Loeb. No, it's Pearl Jam.
I got it. Yeah, what an asshole.
They're amazing. They're great in concert. He's fantastic. He feuds with the Garden. They'll play a show till 1 a.m. No one does that anymore. They play a show after 11, it's just the house lights on and him with a bottle of red wine and he'll just play for as long as they want. Their songs are great. They've aged well. Yeah, he's gotten a little political, but they're still doing it and shockingly haven't lost a band member. No one's died. Guess who hasn't died? They've had phenomenal health. I love Pearl Jam, and they held up. If Nirvana was still around, they'd probably be my number 1 if they gave the same body of work as Pearl Jam and longevity, but they're still going. When they tour, I'm in. So Pearl Jam and Lisa Loeb tied for 1 and 1A.
I wanted to put Pearl Jam on my list,
I'm baffled by who your 1 is.
It was Green Day. I said you sunk my Dookie.
I thought you were doing a thing. I forgot.
For me, here's where Pearl Jam really drops the ball.
How would Nirvana and Pearl
Bangers.
Jam not on your list?
Because
Neither of them.
Because I'm that guy.
Bitter.
Okay,
You're bitter.
I'm always that guy.
That guy.
I like. Hi, I'm Alan. Have we met? This is what I do. I put Backstreet and Creed on my list and leave off Pearl Jam. For me, like when they did that the movie soundtrack for the guy who got lost in the woods, they have some real shit after the 90s. Like really,
this is the 90s.
Okay, but you know what? Body of work.
What's Creed working with these days? How great is their fire
Creed
songs?
didn't put out bad music. Pearl Jam
You don't know that they didn't put out bad music. You don't listen to the Christian rock channel. Or maybe you do, Jesus Fish.
Have you ever turned on the radio, like scanning through, and you hear a
good.
song, and you go, "Oh, this is a really great song. I've never heard this before." And then they're like, and then he opened the door. You're going, "Oh, I got me. You got me.
You got me." I love local radio. So, like, I don't want necessarily Sirius, or sometimes I'll play my Apple CarPlay, but we're in the middle of nowhere. We just scam. And I'm like, because even the classic rock stations, when no one's listening, deep cuts, weird DJ, says what he wants. Then it gets like 4 hours of commercials. Then someone reads a poem. Then back to music. It's nonsense. I love good local radio. But like, yeah, I've done the Christian rock thing, which is not like, this is like, oh, this song sounds interesting.
This is interesting. I've never heard this before.
Yeah. And the commandments. And like, and then you realize, oh my God, here we go. Now he's into it, you know.
And you immediately turn it off, right? You're
like, fire. Immediately. You never go with it because you make it converted. I don't have the rules. But yeah, there's that.
Oh, shit. All right, Zachy. That was fun. You have a longer story. Do you want to save it for next week, or you want to get it out?
Not that long. So, Eric, your boy, his wife Beth, daughter Judy, and Mike Simon and I went to the Met game on Sunday, yeah, and it was a good game. They won day game, yeah. We were behind an Orthodox Jewish family. We knew this because their names were Abraham, Isaac, Jake. They didn't have no creativity. They just went down the Bible and named their kids. They were talking about kosher food. Out of nowhere, you see Mike Simon go, jump. I didn't hear it, but I was watching the game. He goes, oh my God. The kid just sneezed on me. I go, what? The kid just sneezed on me.
He's such a germaphobe.
He goes, maybe he spilled water. I said, maybe he spilled some water. He looks back, goes, he's not holding water. He's not holding anything. He sneezed on me. I lose half an egg laughing. He takes Purell, cinnamon flavored, scented out of his face, and it's all in his ear. He thought about going home. He was like, he could not take it. I was like keeled over laughing. Eric and Beth could not have cared less. And then the kids are running like animals, and he's on like high alert. He's like vigilant, looking back, making sure he doesn't sneeze on again. It was so nasty. And yet it didn't hit me. It was like at point blank range. This 7-year-old kid just got him.
That's really good.
Is he a germaphobe? I didn't even know that.
Oh, yeah.
It makes it even funnier. I thought it was funny he just got sneezed on. He was nuts. Like the cinnamon Purell, he was insane.
I'll save my what you're watching for next week. I have a million Pishadoos, a lot of Pishadoo of the week candidates, but there's only one that was going to win. You know, Taylor Swift just did this whole big tour, and people are selling.
That was the teacher who ran around with a machete from Hunter.
I didn't hear about that.
And there was a machete teacher.
Somebody who went to a Taylor Swift concert, I believe it was up in Foxborough, it poured, and people couldn't go to the concert. They decided to bottle up some of the rain from the concert, and they're selling it online, $250 a jar.
Good for the people selling it. Bad for Pishadoo, anyone who buys it.
So far, I don't know if anybody's bought it, although the comments have been coming in have been really, really good as far as funny to watch.
Jesus Christ. People will buy anything.
People are terrible.
Yeah. People have too much money. The terrorists hate us. They'll buy Taylor Swift's Rain.
Who's your dad of the podcast? Thanks for listening to tonight's episode. We had fun. We're going to keep doing these, so tell your friend to tune in. Maybe you'll be included in a show. We need some guests. We need some fun topics. Zach, this Sunday is the series finale of Succession. Who you got succeeding? Connor, Shiv, Roman, or Kendall?
Well, it's not Connor. It's not Cameron. But you think Cameron's going to do it? I'll go. I don't think any of them succeed. I don't know. Hopefully Roman.
We out.
All right. Who do you